got me stranded like a branch in the wind. Tell me what you long for. Oh, I want what you want.
It's May of 2019 and WildChild is still in the Bahamas, but at least we're making our way south for hurricane season. Last episode you watched us go out and back in the Fowl Cay cut, and now we are sailing our way down to anchor off the Fowl Cay so that we can go snorkeling in one of the most beautiful marine dive parks I have ever seen. So WildChild's coming back in the Fowl Cay cut, the east cut near Lily Cay, and the problem with the channel is these used to be poles. Rich people, what are you going to do with them? We just suddenly lost the wind. We had to turn the motor on all of a sudden. We were doing sail efficiency. We were 10 over 5, 11 over 6. We were sailing along all happy with the wind angle at about beam reach. And all of a sudden the wind just died. All of a sudden the Jenny starts flopping and the wind dies. I don't know if I can show you this, but there's like a cloud line sort of that we hit. I don't know if I can show it on the other side better. I don't know if you can see that. We can see in the clouds there's a whole line going over WildChild. It's all blue skies in front and it's all blue skies behind. But this line of clouds brought with it some squirrely ass winds, and it's affecting the air around us. So we're gonna have to motor sail for a bit until we maybe get out of it or the clouds decide what they want to do. Sailors have to watch the sky and watch the clouds. That's the line that got us right there. And it goes. I hate motor sailing, I really do. We're still 7 miles from our destination. The weather guesser said that the wind would die around 5. It's only 1:30 in the afternoon. We know that we were coming into dying winds, but I was supposed to have 3 more hours according to the weather guessers. Guess we don't. So we got a motor. We got 7 miles to go. No, let it flop for now. That's sailing, right? The wind is the wind. Mother Nature does whatever she wants, has no respect for us or our forecasts. She just is going to do whatever she feels like doing. Oh well. At least 7 miles is only 2 hours of motoring into the wind. Or the not wind, whatever. It's kind of cute. Elena is so camera shy, she will do anything to avoid looking at the camera. Lexi's ever the optimist. I kept the sails out with the motor on and I kept trying to we were motor sailing just while we had bad winds. So the idea is, okay, we'll keep the sails up, wait for the cloud to pass, and then, the wind should get better. But, Mom is not really like that. She's a little moody. We got the wind right on the nose at 17 degrees on the nose. The wind has shifted from behind the beam to almost in irons now. We're at 100 degrees, now we're at 20-degree wind angle. So when you're motoring if you're motoring to the side of the light winds, you keep your sails up. When you motor directly into the winds, your Jenny now is resisting your forward motion and slowing your engine, slowing down your motor speed. So Mom's just being moody at the moment. The wind's swinging around 13 over 3. The wind's up, down, but the wind's swinging, so just forget it. Until the wind settles out, we're just going to motor sail. We still have the main up with first reef, but the wind angle's bad, and I have no room to maneuver here. I can't just fall off. That's sailing. What are you going to do? That's sailing. I admit it, we're motor sailing. I don't like to motor sail, but sometimes that's what you have to do. Unfortunately, we're like 3 miles from where we want to go, up where the green line is. Fowl Cay is where we want to go. It's about 3 miles away. But you can see the shallow water. We don't really have room to tack. And if you look at the wind angle, like we are almost in irons. Like, I got a wind angle of 20 degrees. There's no way I can sail in that. And I only have 3 miles left to go, but you can see I don't have a lot of room. So if I were to try and tack, we would be like tacking every 2 minutes just to get the last 3 miles. Doesn't make sense. Although the wind strength is stable, the wind angle is not in our favor. So what are you gonna do? Got a motor sail. Stewardess has arrived with our snacks at the helm. What do you got for the captain? Yay! Fruit cups for Captain Lexi. Thank you. So this is another part of cruising, is that the wind, all the wind forecasts on Windy, I checked all 3 models, they all say that the wind is not 12 knots from the southeast. They all say the wind is 6 knots from the southwest. So they tell me that the wind is not 13 knots, 14 knots. They say that the wind is 6. All 3 models say that the wind is 6 knots, not 13. And they all say that it's southwest. So they all say that it's 210 degrees. The wind is coming from 210 degrees. Does that look like 210 degrees? No. That looks like southeast, which means we are pointing directly into 12 knots of wind on the nose, exactly where we want to go. But the good news is that all the forecasts say that the wind does not exist, that the wind is over here, and it's 6 knots, and there's not 14 knots of wind from there.
Are you beginning to sense my frustration with how hard it is to plan things when the forecasts are just so inaccurate?
I gotta say, the weather guessers are just making this up and they've got it wrong. No, I think to be fair, we're in a localized weather event. We're trapped under that cloud and it's just doing squirrely things. In front of WildChild, we have that bridle harness that we rigged up on the block so it doesn't sort of chafe. But I had a regular pin shackle that you have to screw in and screw out, and when I'm leaning over the bow roller to do it, I'm totally going to drop it. I know it doesn't seem like it, but that's 30 degrees Celsius plus 65% humidity, and we're dying of the heat. There's no breeze, the air is very still. So we've decided it's a snorkeling day. We're anchored off Fowl Cay and we're going to take the dinghy out. The good news is the winds are brutally, blessedly calm. There's hardly any waves, just the tiniest little swell. The water is crystal clear and we have cloud cover so we won't burn in the sun. So we got the dinghy launched on the side and let's go swimming. Want to go swimming? Let's go swimming. Look, I want to show you what grumpy, hot, sweaty, miserable Elena looks like. Does she look grumpy or what? She is one grumpy girl. And I am one grumpy girl too, because the heat, it's just pouring. The sweat's just pouring off us. It's not even a hot day yet. Yeah, just set that down and I'll hand it down to you.
Let's get ready to go snorkeling in the Fowl Cay Marine Dive Park in the Abacos of the Bahamas, one of the greatest marine dive parks in the world. Yay! We dinghy out to the reefs where, of course, the charter boats are anchored right on top of them. We don our gear, jump in the water, and we go swimming.
So we're out at Fowl Cay and the conditions are just so calm. There's cloud cover so it's not too sunny, and I don't know if you guys can see this in the water, but The water's just crystal clear.
To have $10,000 worth of scuba gear on the boat because someone had convinced me that scuba diving will be the most amazing experience of your life. But all that gear is expensive and heavy. And you know what? When you're snorkeling with a simple mask and snorkel and fins, it's still basically the same view. The camera, of course, does not do any of this any justice. The colors are so vibrant when you see them in person. It is so cool to be swimming with Nemo. There is, of course, an interesting story in here that we did not film. Ellen and I were swimming along holding hands for security, when all of a sudden she tugs me and starts pulling me off into the distance. I bring her to the surface and I say, "What's going on?" And she says, "I just saw a shark, let's go see it closer." And I jump onto her back and I use her as a shark shield because I'm terrified of sharks. I must say, when the ocean is calm and peaceful, just like this, she is so lovely. Well, this is going to seem silly and y'all are going to laugh at me, but there's this little blackbird, red-winged blackbird that's been coming by, kind of like looking at us like, "Hey people, I'm hungry." So I've spread bread bits all over the deck and a bowl of fresh water. I don't know how easy it is for her to access fresh water on that deserted island. But she keeps coming back for it, like she's slowly taking the bits of bread away. So maybe next time she returns we can get her on camera. There's our red-winged blackbird eating our bread. He's our new pet bird. What should we call him? Our new pet bird needs a name. There's two of them. There's a pair of them. So I've decided that they're a couple. It's a boy and a girl. And we're going to name them Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. So it's Brad and Jennifer. Our pet birds, Brad and Jennifer.
Jennifer Aniston.
I don't know, it just came to mind. She's pretty. Brad Pitt's pretty. Jennifer Aniston's pretty. So they're like the beautiful couple. They're like the beautiful couple. It would be Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, and Jennifer Aniston.